All right. Hello and welcome on back. It's still Friday. I did feel accomplished enough to go ahead and make another one, and actually I got pretty excited looking at what I called the brainstorms page on my CodePen, um, which now these videos have the link to a Google Doc by my public facing account, one of them. Um, that actually has like open visibility to actually I think I should probably check that. Maybe I'll check that after this video because I also want to figure out what I want to do for the editing permission. So if you don't know about Google Docs, there's a very handy feature. First off, it's safer than just about any document you can do in the sense that it's persistent. It's saved up in the cloud, and unless you've got like tons of things like how I need to take down some of these videos that aren't as good anymore, because I have a ton on YouTube, and I know they're it's costing them space. Like they do it for free, and I'm getting in views, which is making a small pittance of ad revenue. Although if I think about it, back when I was doing Twitch, I mean, and I only did that for a short period, and like I had enough followers to become an affiliate, and I was doing a bunch of like online like live coding with Code in Game, which I still want to go back and do, and I probably will, but I don't know. I think I was also thinking about if I do Twitch again. I mean, I'm still going to do YouTube, try that streaming, but with Twitch, I got to change it because it was Al Gore, and which is fine when I was just playing a bunch of video games. But now I'm trying to like my X app or Twitter or no X app is sorry I keep mixing this up um is Alex Ryan's STEM. So it's like science, technology, engineering, math. Like that's the focus. And originally that was a big part. I'm kind of worried like I'm just gonna fall through. We're in a bunch of snow, and it is suspicious. So, but anyways, education, like helping humanity, that's like one of the big focuses, the things that I like to work on. And so this page is just a bunch of side projects that I've basically just done a little bit of the footwork of Googling and talking to people, and that's about it. About certain subjects like alternative energy. I did work building wind turbine blades for a bit, and part of our training was understanding just how well, first off, how misleading some of the false information is, like wind turbines kill a bunch of birds. Well, that's it is true. They kill birds. I'm not going to deny that. There will be some dead birds there. But then if you look at, I think it's like the Department of Wildlife that records like bird deaths or at least an estimate or what they can prove. Or, oh, also, I could fall to my death if I'm above a pit and then I just fall through the snow. Oh no. It could be oh gosh, that's terrifying. I could just fall into a pit. Like that. Oh no. That's a whole new way to die. Like, oh no. Ah. It's just as bad as digging straight down because you don't know where you're going to go. All right. Also, I'm going the wrong way. If we're going to tunnel out of this, uh, and this really happens if you go snowboarding or skiing and you get stuck in a tree well, you could die. Like, I mean, you could, I mean, maybe not die, but like it could be a very serious situation. And then you better hope that somebody comes along because you could get stuck in there. And you got to be careful not to thrash because the more you thrash, the more you burn your energy. So you got to kind of like save your energy. Oh, look at that. It's like a whole cave in here. Is this all? Of course, it's going to be all difficult to get up. Oh, wait, this is solid snow. Oh, and that's the other way to die. I think I saw that. There was a bunch of gravel. Oh well. Anyways, a little bit starstruck too. So before we get into the projects, oh sorry, real quick. There's like, I think it was 100,000 are killed by birds are killed by turbines. And granted, there's a smaller exposure window. There's not nearly as many turbines as say oil fields. And oil fields, I think, killed 300,000 birds. So already they're three times the danger to birds than wind turbine blades. But again, the rate of exposure. We've had oil fields established, so you just need to be aware of these biases that can potentially detract from your argument or your philosophizing, your musing, or whatever. Like your thinking, your pondering of this sort of thing. Because people are going to come with it. Like, and that's what I was just kind of starstruck just now. The governor responded to a comment that I did. Oh, that's just so cool. I voted for him every time. I'm going to keep voting for him. Oh yeah, I don't have. It doesn't matter. I was about to get my axe with the silk touch to try to get some of this ice, which That's fine. I'll harvest some of this ice once I do get enchanted tools, but yeah, I deleted my old world. Not on, I mean, on accident. I was dusting and it turned off, and yeah, which I've already said, I think, a couple of times in this playlist. I never remember, or I have a hard time remembering what I've already said and what I haven't. But, anyways, this brainstorms page is amazing. Oh, actually, wait, real quick, back to the governor thing. So, he just posted something. It was a positive post about um, universal preschool being included for parents, and well, obviously, parents, like your kids get free preschool, which is huge in two ways. The first way is childcare is very expensive, and this is a form of it. So at least during the school day, and I think some of it's actually like only half a day, because I think my kiddos did half a day. I'm not sure, or maybe they had the full. I don't remember, and I also don't remember how long this has been in effect. And I've paid a bunch of money that I don't know. Oh, so look at that. That's vicious. Ugh, I hate snow. I mean, I love it in real life. I hate it in this game. As you saw, because I struggle with it to get out. But we're so close to getting this discovered. So, anyways, what I was going to talk about is there was some social engineering there and some tactics that I had to try to use. I had to show some restraint because someone was commenting on there, like basically making him out to be a predator. Which now that Kendrick Lamar put out that song, I feel like a lot of kids already know like what a predator is. Like my kids know, and like stranger danger, they take it further than stranger danger. Like they will manipulate anyone who tries to talk to them into so many different ways, just messed up. And I've seen them not like do it in real life, but like practice on people. Like, you know, if someone talks to them that we know, like, and then they'll start, I don't know, anyway, social engineering, but getting information, stalling, like stall tactics, safe tactics to find another like trustworthy adult in the nearby area and just attract their attention, or, but not in a way that would alert the person to like do harm to them and stuff. Like, I mean, really thought out, like, because when I was growing up, we had to worry about fires. Like we had a fire escape plan. Like if the house is on fire, well, thank goodness houses don't catch up on fire. Like, I'm knocking on wood right here. You know, they don't catch on fire nearly as much as they used to. Fire engines are very bored a lot of the times. Although here in Foco, they like to travel wherever the ambulance goes. I think it, not. It's just kidding. They have to. It's protocol, or at least it was a while ago. I haven't seen it in a while, but in fact, I don't think I've seen an emergency vehicle except for just a couple, like one fire truck, one ambulance, which is pretty good for Fort Collins. Of course, I also don't go out much, so. Anyways, I digress. But starstruck for that. Someone commented trying to fight, trying to pick a fight with Governor Polis supporters, and I almost took the bait, but I was still so shocked that because he responded, he was like, "I genuinely appreciate your comment." I was like, "Holy crap!" Like that. Sorry, I apologize. That's kind of a swear. Holy cow! And YouTube, feel free to cut that out. Of course they will. They won't ask me, and I love that. Like, because I don't want to make this. I mean, PG-13, I think, is about that, but I'll try not to say any other swear words. I think Minecraft is easier for me because I don't think of this as a very violent or, um, high risk game, like intense. Unless I die, then I'm like, oh, whatever. But oh, fiddlesticks. No. But no, I was about to engage, and actually, I think I still went too far by liking a reply that someone else said that said, no, Democrats are usually focused on, or the guy responded to my comment, and he's like, he's just, because it was the governor pictured with a bunch of kids in a preschool, and the guy was like, he's just window shopping. I was like, oof, I want to tear into this fool so bad. And like, so verbal judo is the peaceful thing that's taught to a lot of law enforcement and corrections officers, where you basically you're like negotiating and like doing it's combat. It's combat of the words, but it's a defense mechanism to de-escalate a situation and kind of make it more us versus the problem instead of me versus you. Like make it less confrontational because they have to deal with a lot of situations where they have to address like issues like, hey, I at least think this is what's going on. And I think you're doing something that I need to talk to you about. Like instantly people are going to get defensive and be like, no, get away from me, like whatever, like, or want to fight or something like that. So that's verbal judo. Now what I try to do is verbal kung fu. Like I attack them pretty hard. So, and I practice on my friends from back home. Like I have a whole store of like very offensive memes, and I just wrestle them into submission with either offensive memes or logic or both. Oh man, I feel so. This is gonna. You know what? Do I really even care? Yeah, of course I do. And like I wish there was a way to there might even be a way to tell like if it has snow capped on top of it, but I feel like both have been proven to just let me fall through. Like some of it this is pretty solid for the most part. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking. And see like if there's snow on it, maybe that means that you can't fall through. Oh, but then like what about that? Was there snow on that one? No, there's no snow on that one. Like maybe that's the trick. Oh no. And if that's the trick, maybe I should just can I manufacture that kind of snow? Oh, that sounds horrible. um oh no. Wait. Okay, there's snow on that one. I think that's the trick. Like if there's snow on it, I mean it doesn't matter because there's several spots where you don't have an option. Okay. All right, but anyways, so I held my breath, I bit my tongue, I did not reply, and I had a couple messages in the chamber ready to go, like as a reply, you know. And I even had a couple ranges of responses because I've been doing this quite a bit with XApp, where I just talk with people and like it'll start out very offensive and very messed up, and then like that's how I get them. And then I'm usually reeling them. I mean, it's a both. It's like a dance or a fight. Like you're sparring with someone with words, and that's what they want. They want to come on and they want to talk trash to a Democrat. They want to see a Democrat struggle to explain why they're heroes and the people they just appreciate. 'Cause, I mean, and I wouldn't even say. Well, actually, I would say this governor's a hero, but like I don't say that lightly. And there's several reasons. Like even back when he was running, I remember Heidi Ganahl or whatever was trying to say that schools had kitty litter in schools because kids wanted to identify as cats. And like so that not only was a slight on any furries, but also a slight on any transgender people or anyone that wants to identify as a different gender because it like lumped in that terminology to kind of bloody up both groups of people and scare people too. There's a lot of conservative people that are like, oh no, my kid's not going to be no cat like peeing in no box in the corner. Like, and I get it. That's a very valid concern, and I would be concerned too if I wasn't a total idiot. No, I'm just kidding. But and I got to be careful not to say stuff like that when I'm talking to these people because I don't like the personal attacks. Again, verbal judo is us versus the problem. So let's get to the bottom of this, shall we? And you know, stuff like that. Um, how did I end up down here? Oops, we don't need all that, but let's take some iron and try not to fall to our death. Sound good? All right, so and some other guy did step in, and I was able to see because I was just like I didn't say anything, and then some other guy stepped in and said, "No, he's just likes to," or what you mean? He's trying to pick who he's going to try to support and educate or help. I mean, it had good intentions, but it kind of came off as a little weak, and I was just like, oof. But I liked it, and the guy instantly responded to the other guy, and it was like a whole chain of like 7 responses under the very cool my response and then what the governor responded, you know, like thanking me for taking the time to, oh god, actually this is dangerous, to say what was on my mind. And I meant every word of it. Like this is a great program that helps parents. It's or this is something that really helps American families. Like, you know, childcare is very expensive and this gets a great start on education or something like that. I said it more eloquently than that. I took the time, you know, to draft, craft or whatever. Ooh, yeah, we could do that. But yeah, that was cool. And it's 2 in like 1 week. Like I also talked to high up at a major tech company that I did not, a person that I respect that made a tool. We'll leave it at that. Because I mean, I'm doxing myself quite a bit. Like already people could be going to socials, be like, you know, where's the governor saying this and that? And like, it's very easy to say that. Fortunately, by the time most of you see this, this will be in the way past and it'll be like, oh, well, we know where he was back then. But I move around. I'm just kidding. But no, please don't dox me or please don't whatever be weird. And even if I did argue with this guy, I didn't want to argue in front of the governor. That's just horrible taste. Like the first chance that I've had a direct contact with the governor, and I just liked his reply. I didn't put another heart because I thought that was a little too over the top. I just wanted to like it to show him that I saw his response and I appreciate it. I like that. Like that's actually a legit reason of that. So, um, and yeah, and like he's probably sitting there also watching it, and I honestly believe that's him, not a staffer, like, because he did a bunch of events. And I'm actually kind of worried, like, No, the governor's not coming to my house, but he did a bunch of events up in Foco and like Fort Collins, for those that don't know. That's fine. Like I said, I know a lot of cops here, enough anyway, and their response time is insane. So yeah, I would snitch out someone trying to do harm to me or my family, or I'd probably do harm, until they get there. uh, I used to be in charge of some security. I used to train for the Marines. Used to do all this. Used to play football. Still lift weights. I'm a little out of shape though, so I'd have to stretch before I do anything. That's actually a social engineering tactic as well from people that I know from prison. I haven't been, but I've met quite a few that have been, and that's one of the funniest things. One of my actually I'd say good buddy and temporary roommate for a time. He, I think 12 years down. And whenever he'd be joking about it, be like, "All right, hold on," and like, let me stretch, and he'd start stretching against the wall and stuff, like, and just acting like he's getting ready to do some exercise or whatever, and like, he's gonna run on you and just like knock you out and all this, whatever. And the whole time he's doing it, it's not as shocking as like dropping your pants, keeping your underwear up. No sex offenses here, but like I've seen YouTube videos where people joke about that, where they just like drop their pants. Like you're not gonna fight someone in their underwear. Like it just gets weird at that point, and like the the tensions kind of just dissipate. I did something similar to that when I was younger. I was in grade school, and basically there was about to be a fight, a group fight between two groups of people. It was our grade, like kids my age, which were younger and weaker and smaller, and I think even fewer in number. There was only like two or three of us, but we were like white trash in like this poor community, and we were gonna beat the snot out of these older kids. I'm just kidding. It would have been interesting, but I didn't want to do it. I didn't feel like it. I was having fun. I was playing at this, like, we were in this like trash pile, and like, and so I started dancing around. I was like, my eyes, my eyes, and I like over the top, like WTH, and the older kids just looked like, and that just broke their nerve. Like they're just like, oh crud, like what's wrong with his eyes? And I think I got it now that I think about it from Chris Farley on Tommy Boy. He does it to get out of a DUI. He runs out of a car yelling, "The bees, the bees!" And the cops are just like, "Oh God, I don't want to deal with any of that. Yeah, me neither. I'm allergic." And so then they leave. He gets away with it, and he wasn't even drinking. But like the dude riding with him, because it's not cool to drink and drive. Don't ever do that. But like the dude with him. In fact, I have a good buddy that died at 18 from that. So I spoke at his funeral. Rest in peace. CS. That's one thing I do miss about the other one. That's his initials. But I did have like a monument to the people that I care about that had passed away, and I will do that in this world. But I really do like the building into the mountain, because if you look at it, this whole like area of mountain is going to be like a base, but it's going to be underground, and then I can go explore. Yeah, there's a whole big cherry biome with it, their own mountain. I could do underground railroad. Oh, sorry, I'm just kidding. I didn't mean to do that, but Underground Railroad is a very important part of American history because of some messed up business practices that we've done in the past. Slavery. So, anyways. Um, yeah, I feel like it's important to enlighten the people that aren't from America that might be watching these. I feel like that's actually quite a few of the people that, I'm not saying there's a lot of people that watch these, but because I'm talking to some people in other countries trying to explain like these projects. In fact, actually, now that I think about it, that's what I'm going to do before I make any more episodes of this or Bloodborne. Sorry, I think that was louder than I meant. I actually had someone comment, be like, "Please stop drinking on the." And it's just soda. I don't drink alcohol. I haven't drank alcohol in like 4 or 5 years. Haven't missed it. I'm so much happier now. Like, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun when I was younger. Like, I drank. I had time. Good times, party hardy. But honestly, alcohol is just like it's exhausting. Like you have to. Oh, I also forgot to get those beetroots, but that's okay. I thought I had some here, so and I do. But yeah, I need to get a villager too. I think there's a village over there. So just in the, it's not tundra. What is that? Taiga? Yeah, that way. This map looks pretty cool. There's like a little mushroom over to the left. It looks kind of like that river. I love how the rivers in this game. That seems to connect a lot of areas that I kind of want to put places at. Oh, and I need to fill this up. This was the sheep hole. And now I have this, which, oh, I need to get them. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do something that we've been talking about. Why are there only the two? I mean, maybe that's okay for now. I mean, at least for now. Ah. Alright, gotta be careful not to break through to the other side, but can also make a little more headroom. Whoops, need light in here. Wait, I have a shovel. But basically, the sheep, they eat the grass. And I want to say that affects how they produce wool, but it is just a nice thing to do. Like, if we're, you know, just in the off chance that they ever develop sentience and they see, you know, how we treat beings, even if it doesn't matter. Now that's going to be a happy sheep. Well, happier. It's not going to be a happy sheep because it's in captivity, but at least now. And I think, ooh, maybe that might actually. Anyways. Oh, back to the projects though. So other things like nuclear energy. Now that one I'm a little more embarrassed to admit that I don't know a lot about. I mean, and it's fine that I don't. I'm not a nuclear specialist. I was actually looking at maybe doing that on as a job for the Marines, like being a nuclear technician, which is a pretty fancy, like you got to be pretty smart to be doing that. And even then they train you like tons more. Like, I mean, I have a lot of training in tech, but nothing, anyways. Sorry, I digress. I keep thinking, like, what if, like, Russian hackers or, like, military governments or other things are, like, trying to watch these and be like, yes, this A-Rye. And sorry, not to be disrespect to Russians or anything, but, like, the usual suspects of who would be watching stuff like this. Okay, like I said before, I'm pretty monitored, I'm pretty sure, and I just talked to the governor. You don't think they're going to run a background check? They're gonna be like, oh god, this guy. I do get that. I've gotten that look like, oh no, not this guy. One day, for my super subscribers that contribute to whatever, like, I don't know, I was just watching Linus Tech Tips, and that was a big part of that show that he was just doing. Was like they were selling a bunch of stuff, and it's cool. Like, I mean, I appreciate a lot of the stuff that he does, but he said that he's donating all of the proceeds to. Oh, it was the something frontier, the internet frontier, but it's this company that works for keeping maintaining ethical practices on the internet. Like, and it is something that I do support. I don't have money to support it right now, but I do appreciate that he's doing that. And I commented and, I tried to participate a little bit. Yes, there we go. So grass is going to spread. It's okay. I think you can gently coax them. And actually, we only have one wheat. Let's get two. Can we get two? We can't get two. Do we have bones? We got bones. All right. There we go. Oh, three in a row. All right, now let's lift the boat. Okay. Oh, shoot. See, there's like 3 or 4 stages. I was trying to save the bone meal. Okay. All right, and the reason I did that is because you can actually feed them and then you'll get more sheep. And see, kids are already playing like Minecraft Discovery Channel. Like, Marshall Mathers had it right. And he's like, they got the Discovery Channel, don't they? Like, kids are not as dumb as you think. I remember I personally knew just about everything I needed to know at first grade. I was like 5. I was also shooting guns at 5, so I mean, there's that military family and all that. Which is very important. Like, you got to take your hunter safety class before you shoot guns, at least around here. And actually, it's not a requirement. I think it should be. I mean, I think if we did that, we'd lower a lot of the gun violence, and that should be part of the brainstorms what did I did a project list? I can't remember what I named it. Go to the link in the video description and then you can see. But basically it was originally the brainstorms page that I had on my CodePen. And I was listing all the different alternative energies, the ideas for project, like I forget what I called it, but it was basically like a nonprofit that would gather donations and loan them to people at zero to low interest that needed it. Like basically like a credit union, but even further, because credit unions are almost like a different type of bank. Like they still have pretty high interest rates and they make a profit and they pay people. Or wait, unless they're a nonprofit, actually, now that I think about it. But they still have to make money, so they do pretty competitive rates with the banks. Like, it's not like a complete, I'm talking like emergency stuff, like things that would bankrupt people, and then they get like an emergency loan, because we already kind of have that with GoFundMe and campaigning. But the thing is you got to campaign, and the other thing is you got to verify that it's a trustworthy source that you're donating to, if you're going to go that far to donate to a source. Also, what am I even doing now? We did the grass. Or we at least like, let's make it bigger. I mean, we can do that. Even get some more dirt, because I could use some dirt for the farm. But I mean, I think that's easier than trying to write stuff in Minecraft. I still might write stuff here, but like in that last, in the 2 taboos, I was trying to write, and even further beyond. That was when login issues strike or wizard living is supreme. I was just trying to come up with different acronyms that were all kind of also the same. Let's see, can we get another one? Yeah. And I would feed this one, but I'm going to be a little mean and then wait for them to grow up and then feed them. Because I like to think they're eating the grass, like they're not starving down here. Even though it might look like it because it still doesn't have its coat. And if you have too many sheep, that's another thing I just realized. The grass... Oh. We're going to make it really big. Because I think for like every sheep, you're going to have to add X amount of space. Otherwise, it's just going to keep being dirt. And every now and then you'll hear it like break, like so. Anyways, nuclear energy. So there's nuclear fusion and nuclear fission. And now apparently fusion isn't there yet. And Bill Gates and Warren Buffett built a different type of fusion or fission. Sorry, I just said the other one. Not the fusion one, the fission. I think that's like splitting is how I best like want to describe it. But again, I know nearly nothing about nuclear energy. I know a little about wind turbines and wind energy, but even that is just spinning a magnet in a metal or a copper coil, kind of like the Hoover Dam and hydroelectric energy. Like they're just using the force of something to spin a magnet in a coil, and that generates electricity, basically. Same with tidal. I've seen tidal, which that even seems interesting. Like as the tides go up and down, like this contraption that floats on the surface will actually generate energy. And then I'm thinking, like, why not exercise machines? Like if you could have a ratchet pulley system of like every time you pull something, and they've tried it with exercise bikes. Like it's not like a new idea. I'm just wondering, why isn't there more effort into designing something? Like now that we're all like batteries and portable energy, and I remember that was like one of the big concerns when I worked building wind turbine blades. Like, you know, with wind energy, that was a downside. Like you can't really store it, or there's no real efficient way to store energy. Now, of course, Trump went off and like exaggerated about that. It's like when the wind's not blowing, you don't get any energy. And it's like, no, there still are ways to store it. It's just not all that efficient, and batteries are very expensive to make, and they're very, you know, they could be dangerous or volatile, like, you know, the lithium ion. However, I just saw, well, actually this is back like a few years ago now, MIT, with the help of, it was American and Chinese universities collaborating on sodium sulfur, basically salt fart gas, like, because sulfur sounds like farts, like, and it doesn't form dendrites. This type of battery, you could charge and recharge and recharge and recharge, and it would never explode. Because the problem with explosions in lithium-ion batteries, or just lithium batteries, is because the dendrites are basically rust or corrosion forms. And I learned all this from that MIT article, and it said what it doesn't do. It doesn't do that. It doesn't rust into explosive components, you know. So bada bing. And that's China. So China, which we're kind of sketchy about right now, but oh, I think someone just slammed a door somewhere. But that's okay. I've had neighbors where I've heard them getting coitus and all that, so I don't feel as bad, but I'll try to be quiet. I'm not gonna hoot and holler. Now my kids, they hoot and holler, and I do feel bad for my neighbors when they're there. But this is amusing night. Oh, and I finally took the first hot shower in like 2 weeks. It's great. So I wanted to make this place presentable in case my landlord came by. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. I mean, but the AC went out recently, and then the water heater, like, ugh. Also, it's not a hot water heater, just a water heater, because it's a tank that heats water. I mean, it doesn't, why would you heat water that's already hot? You could keep it warm, simmer. Maybe then that's the water simmerer. I'm just kidding. Oh, thank goodness. I'm just kidding. Starting to be nonsensical, and I think it's about time to go kill some monsters, go on a hunt. Oh, I mean, this has been fun. Oh, the guy jumped like just right then. Yeah, see, like it takes away the force of. Anyways, the physics of Minecraft is insane. It absorbs some of the impact. All right, ta-ta for now. Check out the links in the description. They're at least in the beginning of the playlist. I might forget for a while to put them on every single video, but it's basically a link to a Google Doc. You can request editor access. I don't care because it shows version history, and it's not in anonymous mode. So I think I can turn it into an. In fact, I know I can. I just need to figure out how to do that, and I might do that because that was originally something that I was trying to do back when I was trying to do a project with a bunch of people I knew on both sides of the prison bars, like people that were former inmates and people that were former prison corrections officers. Sorry, you don't. They don't like being called prison guards, just like inmates don't really like being called inmates, felons, or criminals, but you know, inmate, especially in the boot camp. Oh man, hit it, drop and give me 20, inmate. You know, I don't know. I don't know how far they went. I never actually saw in there, but I saw like the. I did take a tour of the boot camp, and it was when there were people in there. Anyways, never mind. I didn't see any of that though. I don't think it's allowed. I think they're. In fact, I know it's not allowed to a point. They can't humiliate them. They can't abuse them any worse than the military. And even then, I think they're even lighter than the military. But a lot of the people that worked there, and it's shut down anyways, which is a horrible thing. They shut down the boot camp program. That was years ago. So, but now we legalize weed and mushrooms. So hey, Colorado. All right, ta ta for now. I'll see you in the next one.